Hey, beautiful souls. It's Brooke. I am an intuitive Reiki Master and a channel for the divine. I am sitting here with Claudia. No, I did it. Did I do it right? Okay. Yeah. We met in Miami the day Venus went direct. No, it was a couple of days after Venus went direct, right? We all had a meet and greet.
Yes. We were like in Happy Land.
Yes.
And Neptune with Neptune.
Yes.
We're like all like, yay! It was Neptune season.
Yeah, it was. It was interesting to be there and to be around all the people. Like there was so much energy. The energy was amazing. The people were amazing. There was maybe 10, 15 of us that met up.
Yes. It was challenging to connect because of the actual convention. There was a convention and the Project Veritas as well.
Yes.
That was amazing.
I know. I had such an embarrassing moment. Almost ran him right over. James O'Keefe, like I'm busy texting, walking, like I'm always doing.
You're being fabulous that day, girl.
And I looked up and he was right here. And I was like, James! Like, what do you even do when you almost run the man over? And he looked at me.
You're like the bodyguards. You're like, hi, bodyguards. Hi, bodyguards. I'm not going to hurt him. I'm not FBI.
I know, they all got really tense. I was like, will you take a picture with me? And he was like, were you at the party last night? I said, nope, but I should have been. So can I get that snapshot?
Literally, they should have let us know. Oh my God, those bodyguards, it was pretty intimidating. We're like, we're not FBI here.
I know, right? I'm like, listen, we're just, regular people. We're not going to hurt him. It was a lot of fun. So what have you been up to since then? What's been going on?
Ooh, there's been a lot of going on, honestly. It's been a lot of just moving forward, living basically the moment, actually, to be honest, I've been able to identify a lot of projections. I feel blessed and extremely grateful that I'm able to identify projections with other humans, which I found like currently we're in an age of the collective that everybody is just about self and ego and low self-esteem, and it's just control. Yeah. And if for some reason it's so clear to me at this point of my life. Obviously it took me a long time. I share this very calmly with you, but it took me a long time to realize that, because I was one of those people. I was part of the society,
ones that were asleep. Yeah,
sleep, absolutely. Even though I was always attracted to the subject, I think it was until my Saturn return that I actually I felt like something hit my hand and I was like, oh hey, my ego. Yeah. And then I started educating myself. It was just an inner thing. It wasn't like anything, just like everything intuitive. I just follow myself and I started focusing on self versus to pleasing others, and allowing other people that I care for example, my parents, to affect my own and deplete me and emotionally and through my energy for their opinion and stuff like that.
So they didn't agree with you?
The thing is that my parents are, I don't know, but my parents are, I call them 1940s, because basically remember back in those days, the collective was in our third dimensional world, the world was to be pre-programmed to serve. You gotta have, get married, white picket fence, pop out kids, homemade, or go to college or whatever, and serve. So we have all this pre-programming until now. I swear, literally after the 2012, that's when we actually, I feel that we are more enlightened, the collective is more enlightened. And now with the pandemic, it was like an emphasis. It's like steroids. It was steroids to focus on ourselves and work about us, and how can we heal, and how can we self-suffice
Mm,
and not just await other people's approval.
yeah.
And I think most definitely, I know for a fact it wasn't like a material thing, but definitely a collective thing of energy since 2012. That because when the thing about the Mayans and 2012, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm still the same person. Like, hello. I'm like, what shift are they talking about? And then until later on, I understood. And then I'm extremely grateful for a lot of contact of other enlightened souls who have been able to connect with us, and with this beautiful YouTube, and that freedom of speech is so grateful. And that's just such a Uranian energy that just being able to just exploit and just
Uh-huh.
connections and all abruptly, and learn, like for example David's channel, or Witeki, or even Dr. Sawyer, or Abraham Hicks. I mean, I could go Molly
Oh,
McCord.
I love
I
Molly.
love Molly. She's
I
amazing. She's so
know. So precious.
enlightening. So I identify with a lot of these individuals' contexts, which are enlightened souls, and I resonated with the goal of being a light soul, to be able to show people and humanity that we are halfway full, not halfway empty. And it is like a freaking matrix, like
It is.
literally.
It is.
Like,
It is. And I've not watched the last one, so I need to watch it. I just really haven't been drawn to watching it. I've
I
kind of put enough pieces of the puzzle together just from what others have said, but I think it'd be good. It's really hard for me to sit and watch movies. Not even gonna lie about it. Like,
think it depends upon the context. Have you seen there's like for example Interstellar? When I watched it, I didn't really understand until now. I was like, oh my god.
I think the cat's meow. Oh, cat's meowing. Um,
Yes, he wants to go outside. Sorry. He's never been outside. No, sorry, buddy.
no, my phone said the cat's meow, and then your cat started meowing. That's kind of crazy.
You got this divine stuff, girl. Your divine timing. Oh my God. Do you remember a couple weeks ago? I think it was with the full moon, a couple weeks ago before this new moon in Leo. It was just so many downloads. It was like 222, 333, 444, 1111. It was a lot of downloads. Oh, anyways, going back to the movies. Have you watched Jupiter Ascending?
It's too funny that you asked that.
Girl,
That was
it's
the last movie that I really sat down and watched, and my journey has been eerie.
tell
Similar.
me, tell me. Talk to me.
It has been eerie, similar to that movie.
Yeah, and then I feel like we're like that. Like we don't know. Like we live this life in this planet, and then sometimes I feel that back in the Neptune times, man, I felt super surreal. Like I was outside in my patio with my beautiful rescues. I
Mm-hmm.
have 5 children, my 3 dogs, and my 2 cats. And I was like looking at the oaks, and I'm like, oh, or whenever you post stuff like that, I'm like looking, I'm like, man, it's so surreal. Am I really here, or like
Mm-hmm.
real? I'm looking at a magazine,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah. Um,
weird.
it's been pretty mind blowing. Like even for me, I'm like, is this really happening? Like, what's
Okay,
going
okay.
what's going on? Like, is this real life right now? And it all started with spring of 2021 when David brought that movie up. I'm like, I've never seen this movie
Ah,
before.
yes, yes, yes,
And
yes, yes.
March 18th, I had actually gone to an Amish store, and it
Mhm.
was off exit 23, Davy Crockett's exit, the irony, right? off exit 23, Davy Crockett. I go to the store and I purchase a queen bee plaque on 318. Well, exactly 1 year later on 318 was the Virgo full moon. And I was like, well, this is kind of ironic, like what's the chances? And, at Don't Treat It, like all the bees were showing up, like these synchronicities. I had bee band-aids. Like, where did I get bee band-aids? And how did I even have bee band-aids? I'm sure I bought them when I was teaching hair because I always kept band-aids on me and they all called me Queen Bee, right? So I had band-aids that had bees on them. Of course I did.
Oh my God. No, but you know what? I do the same thing. Like I take these little messages, like if I see the butterflies or the bees or like the birds are chirping, and I'm like, and like I feel like they're there like because of the energy and stuff like, and those are every little minuscule like nature event. I'm like, oh, thank you, universe. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. This is so beautiful. I love you. And then sometimes I'm like, oh.
And then after I saw you in Miami, I was sitting on the back porch and a bee just comes and lands in my hand.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, leaving Don't Trip again this year. I was getting gas.
Oh my God, yes.
Here comes another bee. I was up there doing my talk, doing my Reiki. There was bees landing on me. I was like, okay, well, like when I say it's almost eerie how similar my life has been since he mentioned that.
Oh, that's amazing. And are you going to, that Robert Phoenix and David, they're having like an event in October in Texas. Are you going to that? I would love to go on October 14, 15.
I haven't decided.
Oh my God, I'm going to go, but I can't go. I wish I could go.
Yeah, I haven't decided, only because I'm not real sure where I'm going to be.
Got you. But I'm telling you, all these little synchronicities are just, I share with you, and I appreciate you sharing with me as well, because sometimes you speak to regular humans and you're like, huh? What is Kim Kardashian wearing?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to buy the Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
We're going to the bar to karaoke. I was like, you don't understand what's going on right now, the triple conjunction? Like, hello, 18 degrees, 24 the notes. What? Freaking out. 22 Saturn, what's going to happen?
Well, it's sitting on my moon right now.
Oh my God. I don't know, but I have some conversations. Like, I think I have I don't know. I have some 18s and 22s on my birth. I don't know, but I'm okay so far.
I know, right?
No, but I feel my Mars. I feel Mars hardcore. I feel like I'm PMSing. I'm super short of, like, I have no filter right now. And I felt a shift from last week on Friday, from the new moon to now this week, now with all these conjunctions and stuff like that. I freaking felt it. I'm like, I was in another level last week, and this week I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I had major heart chakra purges with the full moon, and it was like my heart was busted wide open. I just cried, and then it was like today, as soon as Lilith moved into Leo, I was like, here we go. Like, this is not gonna. I'm not gonna do this, and just
Oh, absolutely. Yes. That happened to me too. I'm like, that's it. Super Pluto energy too. I'm like, I'm done. Like, no, like, no. No. Uranus, I'm new. New. Abrupt. Bye. Ciao. Like, I'm no. And then I know on Friday is gonna be also there's a lot of things we're supposed to be like, I don't know how many days, and now with Jupiter retrograde since Friday is like slugging.
Yeah, it is. And I'm having, like, I can feel that deflated.
Oh, I could imagine you, especially you.
But it feels even deeper having Saturn on my moon, because that's already a hard energy to be working through, because, depression, anxiety, money loss, drastic changes, like, you name it. I mean, that's just part of the transit, and it's in the 8th house. So it can get pretty, like I was
challenging.
It can get pretty deep and pretty dark. And I was quite happy with how short that chakra, because I was like, Lord, this better not be another deep, dark night of the soul. I don't know if I can handle going through another one at this point.
Remember, it's like scares, man. They're killers, but then they're like the best. I do believe, honestly, even though with this adversity and just knowing that the same transit happened freaking back in 1856 when Lincoln was popping with the it's like they were saying, I'm like, this has to be for best of us, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not only, I feel though like we are beginning just like 2012. I feel that this is the beginning of a better phase for all of us, not only the collective or within ourselves, to evolve, and just there's more goodness.
Yeah.
Just that north node, you know, like good, you know, good stuff, yummy, you know, like
Yes.
yeah, you know, and then is just to know that they're in 24 south and north node, you know, the same. And then this moon conversation with Venus, and then the whole Taurus and freaking Mars and Uranus is like with a freaking square to Saturn. It's just like, okay, it has to be something.
And it's happening in my house of work, and then my house of shared resources.
Oh, interesting. Sometimes I just feel like I've been going through, like I prepare so much in the prior years. I feel like a movie, you know, all these adversities. I just kind of like, it's like in Mercury retrograde. I laugh because I know it's Mercury retrograde and messed up things happen. I'm like, you know, like that laughter.
A lot of the retrogrades, Venus retrograde, really got me last year, and that was the first. And I think,
hell yeah, me too.
It started right on my Venus at 26 degrees, and Pluto had already started its retrograde at 26 degrees on my Venus. So it was like, and that was in my health house. Like I was getting hit hard. Just, you know, when I showed up in Miami, I was like literally just stepping out of the war zone, like climbing out of the trenches.
I don't know, but you look good, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're a trooper, and then you're like, I'm driving after him. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I did. I almost didn't make it back. I think I got back to my friend's house at like 8:30, 9 a.m., something like that. And I didn't think I was going to make it back because I was getting so tired. Well, I'd already drove 12 hours prior to that, hung out with all you guys, and then turned around and drove back to her house. Yeah.
Did you drink Cuban coffee? Is that what happened?
I stopped and drank several sodas. I had a Red Bull. Like at this point, I was like, I had already been up for a day and a half.
Oh my God.
Easy.
I was dying that day already. I was like, I was like way past my bedtime, but it was it was so Neptunian. It was such an amazing. I'm so grateful to have met you. And
I'm so grateful to have met you too.
And there's my
hi baby.
He had a hard day today. He was training.
Oh.
He was yeah, but anyways, so yeah, basically I'm telling you that it's been right now, what's going on right now, I feel like a blessing in disguise kind of. And then, oh my God, there's this girl that I absolutely love. She's like such a bless, like she's enlightened. She's so like, because I'm trying to do more research in reference to my birth chart. And I don't know if you've heard of her through David. It's called Cosmic Drugs.
I have not.
I'm gonna share some stuff on Instagram with you.
Okay.
She's an enlightened soul. She's like all about degrees, and she's all about 18 and 22 degrees because yeah, it's super interesting. And I have 22, which means like kill or be killed, you know? That's the kill, be killed degree. And then the 18
Well,
degrees.
I didn't know this, but in talking to Johan, he's like, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. 22 degrees.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
like,
so
so
we
what's
know
that
about
mean?
that 22 boo boo. And everybody's like 22, la la la. And I'm like, oh my God, 22. They're gonna blow up Plus's airplane because
Yeah.
of Venus too.
Well, this might actually make a lot of sense to me because I have found that when I am fully in my heart space and I'm giving from my heart space and someone does me really shitty, it's like instant karma. Like I see it instantly. And I'm like, whoo, okay, I saw that come back. Like, and I just wonder if there's a connection to that.
Most likely depending upon your placements, and there's other degrees that do identify such thing as karma and stuff like that. But it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible because like let me see. Let me see. I mean, 22 is destruction, passing away of loved ones, grief, to kill, be killed, and it has to basically identify some like, like collective and stuff like that. And then, and it's super interesting. Like, I know about it, but I'm not like super knowledgeable about that, honestly. I'm actually trying, and I'm trying to research more about that because there's so much information out.
I do know that 18 degrees deals with sickness, and I've got all them on my Chiron at 18 degrees. I'm like,
So this particular enlightened soul, she studies the killer's birth charts, and like I don't know if you heard about. There's so many, but like for example, the guy that killed the wife and the kids, and then he said he just came back from a baseball game, and he was in a
Matt.
flood. Yeah, they did a Netflix documentary about that. So she did his birth chart, and it was the same thing in like 1822, and they had like a conversation. Cosmic Drugs. Her name is Cosmic Drugs. She's amazing. That's her heart.
I'm
Super
not gonna
interesting.
kill anybody. Me and my friend
You and I know that doesn't mean that we're gonna kill, because I have 18 and 22, but it's all a different aspect. So we could.
Yeah. My girlfriend and I were talking. We went to high school together, and I'm at her house right now. And we were talking about her daughter, and she was like, I just hope that she's okay. I said, well, listen, she's an Aquarius with a Pisces moon. She's highly intuitive. Like, you're not gonna have to worry about her. And she was like, well, I just don't want her to be like a serial killer or anything. I was like, well, she's not a Pisces or a Scorpio, so you're Gemini for that matter.
Gemini for real. Like that's what I do with whoever I date now. I'm single, bless the Lord, baby Jesus. But whoever I date, I'm like, oh yeah, what's your birthday? And then
Right?
what's your birthday? And I do their birth chart.
Yeah. I had a guy ask me, why do you want that? I was like, because I want to know who you are.
Because I just want to know when is your birthday so I could give you a gift.
Yeah. When's your birthday? What's the first time? Where was it at? Yeah, girl.
Yeah, it's too much already. Yeah. They'll be like, what? No, but definitely there's always some third dimensional feedback that I could say. It's like, oh, it's for your birthday. I could give you a gift.
Yeah.
They won't understand my. So, and that's another thing, babe. Like, there's more people. I'm so excited about that. There's so much more people that are into this map, this guide,
Astrophotography.
no, yeah, and then like just astrology in general, and like now I want to get into the human design. Oh man, that thing is Chinese to me right now.
Yeah, and I'd really like to take some classes on that.
Absolutely.
But I spent almost 2 years just engulfed studying. And it's like, okay, Brooke, you kind of need to pause for a moment, let everything that you've studied sink in before you move on to the next thing. I just get so excited and I'm like, oh, I want to learn that one. And I want to learn.
Me too. And then it's like opening a book and then reading something that you are so interested for
Mhm.
for your knowledge. It's like, oh my God. Like honestly, I had like an epiphany last week. I was like, I identify so much with the Queen of Cups right now in my life. I am like Queen of Cups, super
Mhm.
Queen of Cups, but I am a Libra sun and moon,
Mhm.
but I'm super Capricorn ascendant, like super, super,
Mhm.
super. Right?
Gotcha.
So that's why, and even though I have like a stellium on my, my ninth house with Libra and stuff like that, I have
I've
to.
got the Libra stellium in my fourth.
Oh wow, 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 wow,
Uh-huh.
wow, wow. And that's the other thing, like I haven't been able to really travel. It's like I'm supposed to travel and dance. I'm like, I want to dance. I
Uh-huh.
want to travel. I haven't traveled shit. I traveled to Hialeah, I traveled.
Yeah, but you do amazing things with so many animals. Like you do some amazing
I
things.
man, I'm just like, and that's why. Thank you for bringing that up because that's an excellent goal, and I feel that I do connect with people. Like for example, I'm trying to have people that I know to help donate, and I do feel like an advocate. Not only that I am self-employed and my business takes a lot of my time because I love what I do,
Uh-huh.
but I love trying to help one animal at a time. So within my community, and even I have, like, as you've seen in my social media, within there's a couple of organizations that they sacrifice so much and they do so much work for the community, and I try to help or donate or try to do even with the governmental agencies as far as like environmental. Like right now we're going through some stuff that hopefully it's not gonna happen, but just a movement, girl. Like
Mhm.
just bring everybody together. And I know it's like the finger covering the sun, but like just like my children here that they were found in a garage and we found homes and we're only able to rescue 5 and I ended up keeping 2 and now they're 80 pounds.
That would be my challenge. Is I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna keep this one.
It's a commitment. This is no joke, people. This is no joke. I have to pick up 10 poops a day, okay? And this starts just like your daughter is the same thing. You have to make sure they're okay. They're like 5 years old,
Uh-huh.
okay? You gotta make sure they're okay, healthy, and you definitely have the commitment and the responsibility,
Uh-huh.
not only for time but financially, to ensure that they're okay.
Yeah.
And then I've been educating myself. I've been evolving and I've been educating myself because it's me really, in order to make sure that they understand and have a great relationship. I mean, once you educate yourself, you have such an amazing relationship. But I put the work on it. I like today I was training with them. I make sure I do habits and I try to share with people. I don't want to sound like a Karen to people like, oh, those leashes, the retractable are banned in Europe. So I welcome, no, I tell them, look, I welcome you to do research yourself.
Mhm.
The retractables are not good. They're dangerous, unsafe. They could cause a bunch of stuff. Please, I welcome you to do the regular 4 feet, six
Mhm.
feet, and blah 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 blah. I could go on this forever. But yeah, that's why I'm like Queen of Cups, girl. Queen of coins for sure. Queen of coins for sure. It's like
I
about
can totally see it, especially having Venus. At what degree is your descent or ascendant at?
my ascendant. I think it's 8. No, I'm not gonna say 18. Shut up. But I'm not gonna say 18. I'm traumatized with 18. I'm just kidding. My let me look. It's at 12 degrees.
Okay. So you have Venus in your 12th house.
No, no, no. Venus. I have my Venus on the 9th
Well,
on
Venus is
14
transiting.
degrees.
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm thinking of my own. Never mind.
Okay.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah. Like my Venus is at 16 degrees, but my ascendant, which is Capricorn. Oh shit, I was right. 18.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know what? I do feel, and I before I had any knowledge about this, I always been like so commando. Like I always like I went, I got my gun, my concealed weapon. I was been into self defense. I joined an MMA group. I used to do MMA.
Yeah, girl. I
Girl,
mean, we're right there together. I mean,
whoever wants to,
my sisters are like, I can't believe you travel everywhere. Like that would terrify me. I'm like, hey, listen, let them get close.
let them
You
try
know
this
what I mean?
little,
Like,
let
I'm
them
all
try
love
this
and
sweet
light.
peach. Let them try this sweet peach and see where they're gonna get to.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Right.
I have a taster. I have like the spray. I'm just ready. I'm literally,
I keep a knife right there in the middle of my car just so I can be like,
yeah, no, and I have like a thing that my French friend that he's like in
but
Jason Staten.
I won't travel without something to protect myself. And I'll tell you why. I have noticed an upkeep of women being attacked. Like
Because they think that they're like,
it's getting bad. And in my
it will
many,
get worse. It's gonna get worse.
I have a feeling it's going to get worse. Yes, for
It's
sure.
going to. It's just like what David was saying about preparing. It's the same thing, girl.
I had one time that I was actually scared in the many trips that I've taken, and it was
Where were we?
I want to say it was in New Mexico. I rolled up into a gas station, and then these really big, Escalades, like all blacked out. One was white, one was black, roll up beside of me, and there's a ton of people in there. And then
Oh
they
my
started
God.
to talk to me like, hey, mamacita. And I was like, oh, what's happening? Like, when when your intuition's saying, okay, like I'd stopped to smoke, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm not even going to finish this cigarette. I'm just going to put it out, get my car, and just go on down to the next exit. And looking back on that situation, I was like, it really gave me the vibes of, okay, they're going to kidnap me and take me to some farm. Only God knows where, probably in Texas.
Like trafficking and shit.
Yes. I mean, it's real.
No, that's crazy. It's real. Oh my God. There's so much stuff that we don't even discuss, woman. It's
Well,
so much. So what did you do? You left? What happened?
I just left. I was like, I'm scared. Like, if I get that feeling of, okay, Brooke, this could go bad. Why don't you just go ahead and get in the car and go, which I did. But yeah, they were like really coming towards me, wanting to talk. And I couldn't even understand what they were saying. And the woman goes, oh, he wants you to be his wife. And I was like, what kind of wife is he wanting? Like, and it was not that, because they had really big chains,
Hell
it
no,
was,
girl.
they did not just want me to be their wife.
No, that's pretty. But you know what? Like, I feel that I know for some reason in my past lives, they've told me, I've spoken to several people throughout life. You're able, like you're intuitive. Like, there's other people that are able to see more detailed stuff, and they have told me in my past lives that I've always been like a man, and I've been a warrior. So I think we discussed this because I feel that you and I and our crew, like the little tribe here that we met, we are just like we're warriors. We're like, we got balls wherever it
Well,
needs to.
I have 4 planets in the exact same signs of George Washington.
You did say that. That's amazing.
And before I even started digging in and comparing our charts and all of that, I had my Akashic records read, and she told me that
Oh
the reason
no.
why I was having such a hard time is because I helped to create the systems, so I don't trust any of them. That's the reason why none of this worked on me. And it was like I had my Akashic records read, and then boom, I was woke up to that past life, and I was like, "This is kind of creepy," and I denied it for a long time.
It's challenging, they tell you all this information. You're like, I'm not really ready. I'm not
Are you sure
ready.
this is really possible? Like, how do you know? How do you know for sure? How do you?
Absolutely. 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 You question yourself. And that's going back to my first comment. We are so pre-programmed with all this TV BS, news BS, all this fake news, and
Mhm.
oh, you have to be this way, and all this for the freaking big corporations propaganda. So we're
Mhm.
like the ones that buy their stuff and stuff like that. They not to listen to things like your inner self, and always questioning. It's like just Matrix, girl. Matrix. Like
Yeah.
this guy
And
was like, oh,
my gut responses have really increased, especially being this close to Sedona. Like if
oh.
my gut response is a no, like I can't shake it. There is no shaking it. It's so loud.
It's, but that's amazing that that's why I think we're right now in another level of awareness, and I'm so grateful because from here is just going up.
Mhm,
We're going up, even
mhm.
though there's a lot of challenges and stuff like that. It's just the awareness level. Honestly, I feel like on steroids. Honestly, like at this point in my life, I feel like on steroids because
Yes, because with David's intuitive report yesterday, he mentioned that, and this kind of creeped me out. Okay, and because I should be used to this happening when he talks
yeah,
about things, it just happens. It just shows up in my
absolutely,
life, and I'm like, where did this come
absolutely,
from? And why did he mention that? Because now I
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
he mentioned that people would just lose parts of their memory, and it actually happened. Like having someone forget conversations. And I was like, well, this is exactly what he was talking about. This is it. Okay, you don't remember this conversation, it happened, but this is what he was talking about going between the two. It was crazy for him to talk about it, and instantly it's shown up.
It's just the energies right now. He's always on point in those aspects. Like
Yeah.
I just resonate so much with his content. But it's just right now we are in a situation that is, like we either move forward, like he said one time, either we jump on the boat or we don't, and we're like, bye, we drowned, and I see people, unfortunately, that are around me that are just drowning. And it's so challenging because I share and I'm like, please love yourself. And they still in that path. It's like the freaking alien baby thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I think the best analogy he used it was the old taxi with a new paint, and it's like washing off.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And it's kind of sad because you know but you know what, the strong people are the ones who are going to survive, and unfortunately, I mean, I wish
Well,
everyone
I mean,
that
maybe
way.
that's why we have that 18 and 22 degrees.
No, I'm telling you, some shit's gonna happen, girl. I'm telling you, some shit's gonna definitely happen. There's a lot of things, little things that have been happening, and not only with the aspect of the collective, but also with our environment. There's a little floods. There you could feel the Taurus and the Uranus energy.
Well, last summer I discovered once because we had 3 Saturn Uranus squares last summer.
Oh snap!
And with each one, I was transmuting a lot of that energy for Mother Earth. So I could physically feel it on my body. So as this square is getting closer, the same symptoms are coming up again. Pressure here, fatigued, all of that. And it's like and this is my feminine side. So I'm transmuting the pressure that's literally being put on the earth with those energetic squares, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But I mean, that's part of what I do. I transmute for the collective. I transmute for the earth. I transmute for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Do you check daily the Schumann's resonance report
Mm-hmm.
to see how much solar flares and all that energy? Because man, that thing messes me up.
Yeah. I didn't look at it today. I did look at it yesterday. And
I'm wondering what was going on today, because this morning I woke up weird. I woke up
I've not slept much. So it was,
I was super tired. I was super
29.
tired.
I mean, and that's still high, but you know, typically between 30 and 40, I feel really good. No joke. I feel really good energetically. I got energy. I don't sleep a whole lot. If it gets below that, I start getting really tired. So I can definitely tell it energizes me. So I'm transmuting more and more of that energy because it's going through me. At first, at first it would knock me down. When it would spike really high, I couldn't move, lethargic. But as my body got used to it, I actually feel like crap when it's at normal level.
I had to look into that more, because there was sometimes like with certain moons, oh man, like super tired. I think it was like a month or so ago. I was so tired. I thought I had like low iron deficiency. That's
Well, if I start getting really tired like that out of nowhere, I'm going to start digging. What's the Schumann? Is there a vampire next to me pulling my energy? You see what I mean? Like I start digging.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because it'll hit just like a ton of bricks, and then it's like
no. And then like I've learned how to actually, like you were saying, the energy vampires. I mean, I've learned how to not only identify, like I do healing, or just more like being sympathetic and listen. Everybody that meets me, they're like, I know you for 10,000 years. I'm like, I'm here to listen to you. I'm here. You're not alone. And then I've been learning to be okay with that, because I've set boundaries, my friend.
Yeah, boundaries are, and it's so interesting being a Pisces, okay? Because
oh my God, you have no boundaries. You're like, yes. You need to learn how to say no, okay? No, I know.
Yeah, well, I'm learning. Trust me, I'm learning. Like today was one of those, okay, the boundaries got to be put up. I'm expressing that I am frustrated. I am not.
Man, you don't want to piss off. You don't want to piss off a Pisces girl.
Hey, listen, I was a little hot, and I was like,
that was on Mars. That's on Mars, though.
I had rightful reasons to feel the way that I did. It was justified. And I'm just one of those person, like, I'm going to give, if you need it, ask me. Just don't take it.
No, and they usually take it.
That's
when you're Pisces, they usually take it, girl.
I'm gonna show you a side of me you don't want to see, and I promise you it's not gonna be pretty.
Let me tell you, my friend, I have a PhD degree on Pisces. I know my Pisces.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I can't.
Sorry about that. But the thing is that my sister's a Pisces, and my best friend was a Pisces, and it's really important to say no. It's okay. Nobody has to validate you.
Yeah, I know. I'm learning. It's coming with time. Yeah.
Girl, it took me 47 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it took me 38. I think I was 38 when I finally started using my voice.
Oh, good for
and going against the grain. I'm like, nope, I don't want to do that. And it was a hard, it was the next part of the awakening, having to put boundaries up with family, having to put boundaries up with my children, having to put boundaries up with friends. I lost a lot of people during that year because I was like, no, I'm just not doing it. Why?
No,
Because
but you know what? They weren't supposed to be there.
hmm
Bye.
hmm hmm
Now, and that's the best thing, enlightenment.
hmm
Great, good for you.
hmm
And that's another thing with what we were saying about that, the awakening. Okay, you're not okay, bye. Oh, yeah, too bad, too sad. Like, no, that's just, and I think sometimes we're so pre-programmed to not let go. And then just to justify having those type of relationships, unfortunately. Oh, it's like, no, I'm so long. Oh, but yeah. And then it's one thing is to be compassionate, but foremost, you need to be compassionate with yourself. And that's what we most of us lack of. And that's something that in our society again have not been shown. We're compassionate with my mom, compassionate with my friends, I'm compassionate with whatever. And what about me?
Uh-huh.
What about yourself? Again, going back to the self thing that they never taught us to do about us,
Yeah.
which is we're so important. We are the center. We need to emanate that in order to help others. You cannot be helping other people if you're not really good yourself. And that, I'm here sharing this with you all so easily. Ah, la, la, la. That freaking took me over 3 decades, girl, and a
Yeah,
lot of
I
good
feel you.
gas.
I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
right.
not only boundaries with people, but also spiritual boundaries because, I'm able to tap into the future connecting with
Oh,
people. And it just comes to me without even trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, boom, here it just shows up. And I'm like, oh, well, great. What am I going to do with that? But
but what do you mean in what aspect, babe? Like
so
boundaries in what aspect with spiritual, like in that future? Like, what do you mean?
just if I'm talking to somebody and information comes in for like a future timeline
I
with
got
that
it.
person, there's no, like, I don't know how to put boundaries there. I don't know how to turn it off. Do you see what I mean? Like it's always running.
Got it. Got it. I mean, is there a way to control it? I doubt that though.
No, and it's in my birth chart. It's all unconscious.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like for example, I had no idea I had ADHD because nowadays everybody's like, "Oh, ADHD, poor baby," and I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm Latin, I'm Colombian. My dad used to whoop my ass with sandals, be like, "Yeah, ADHD, you better learn those tables of multiplication, bitch." Like,
Yeah.
that's why I'm asking that question. Like, how do you shut that off? You can't really shut that off. How do
Uh-huh.
you do that? So, what do you do for that? Like, what have you
I
been
can't.
doing for that?
And I noticed the more I tried to suppress it, the more I tried to fight my voice and just not, speaking freely, the more it would come out. I would just channel things.
Oh, oh, oof.
And then it would freak me out because it freaked them out. And I didn't know I was doing it. I had no idea what was happening. I'm like, why
Got
did
it,
I
got
say
it.
that? Where did that come from? I have no idea.
I just could picture this right now. Okay, I'm just picturing this event
And
right
I
now.
actually had one client. She was like, why did you tell me that? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know why I told you that. Why did
Babe,
I tell
you
you
know
that?
what? You keep voicing yourself, my sweetheart. You big, beautiful, bright light.
Oh,
My
thank you. Right back at you.
my baby, sometimes that's the challenging part that people project because whatever human soul was in front of you at the moment, they're not ready. They're not ready. That wasn't their path. I
Yeah.
mean, I experienced that, and it's been unfortunate at some levels that I've experienced because those people have passed away or they kill themselves. And then I think back, I want to thank Shaman Derek about this because I had a close friend of mine pass away. She killed herself,
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
but I wanted to share this in a positive way. Why? Because we had gone to my other friend that she is a medium.
Mhm.
So the same thing happened like that. Like my friend medium told her, hey, tiki 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 tiki. And she's like, why are you telling me that? Why you say that to me? And she freaking left. She didn't want to hear it.
Mhm.
Shit. Life happened 5 years down the line, and whatever the medium said, because of she heard her guardian angels. They told her all the things that were gonna happen, and it manifested. And then she couldn't handle it, and she had issues herself. She had not worked on herself, and unfortunately, she committed suicide.
Oh no.
And yeah, and then I was like, oh my God, I was like one of my best friends. I'm like, why could I have done this and that? You know, all these questions that you start asking yourself. Could I have done something? Could I have avoided this? And I was actually more mad at her. But then I was listening to Shaman Derek, and he does lives. I love him. I'm so grateful for him as well. So he was doing a live, and we discussed that, and then he was just sharing with us that it just, that's their path. That's their path. There's nothing that us here we could have done anything for anyone. Like, for example, you were sharing X information with that particular client, and she wasn't ready to hear it, and that's her fucking path. Excuse my language. Is lose her path, and then your guardian angels are always going to want to help you evolve. And I'm
My
very,
angels have been very dominant here. When I say very dominant, every time I get out of my car, there is a feather on my door.
oh, blessings. I love,
And
oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
okay, I see you all. I know you're here. I feel you.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me wonder if they're not trying to get my attention and be like, hey,
There's something else going on. What is the message? What's going on?
Mhm.
No, especially, yeah, I understand, but blessing and enlightenment for your spirits, life for them, because I love my, once I learned them. Go ahead.
There has been 2 times now I have driven my car, got out, closed the door, and when I close it, there's the feather.
I love that.
And it's like, this is almost impossible. Like somebody has taken it and stuck it right to the car door. Yeah, and it wasn't there when I got in.
Blessings.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing, because those are beautiful messages. You are so gifted. You are such a, I'm telling you, that's how special you are on this third dimensional craziness, my friend. If we don't remember, or like whatever else is crazy, but I know for a fact that there's a reason why we chose to be here. And I commend you, because that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing those little message. I love those. I'm so grateful with my guardian angels. I love them. They are the reason why I'm here today, and I'm so abundant, and I want to cry right now. But
I love you.
I love you, and I love the fact that we are able to connect and share this information. And I find that we are so blessed to have those enlightened souls and light entities looking over us in another dimension. I can, thank you for sharing, because it's like you cannot really discuss this with anyone or make them understand unless it's happened to them. And that connection, just like the butterflies. Like, I know they're talking to me, girl. Like, the butterflies and the birds. Everything's quiet. All of a sudden, I go to my patio.
Yeah, the hummingbirds are really predominant here. I was like, oh, I love it. I love the hummingbird. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I'm so it's just manifesting, and then just learning how to, like you were saying, manipulate that, because we're just a little vessel, and we're so infinite, and we don't even know what was going on prior to this vessel. Like, we've been,
This is the part that I'm trying to wrap my brain around. Okay, so we know it's split. Okay, the 2 timelines has been split for a while now. I've been going back and forth for almost a year. It's been exhausting, but as soon as the split happened for me, I instantly dropped like 30 pounds out of nowhere. And I think it was because energetically I was moving so much back and forth between the dimensions, the two worlds, that my body was just like, oof, I lost all that weight. And what I'm having a hard time processing or seeing or wrapping my brain around, like, are we really going to see the bad, or is it just going to be like, oh, here it is? You know what I mean? Because we know that there's the two.
Honestly, I think we're living the worst, babe, because can you, yeah, I think we're living the worst, to be honest with you. This is the caca, because just our humanity and our people are like with each other is caca, and all this animal cruelty and with each other, and there's such fucked up people is caca. Come on, I think it's super caca.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. And I keep trying to have faith in humanity. I keep, praying that it'll be, each man. I don't want to say this because I really want to believe that people are going to come together, but I just have a feeling that it'll be each man for your own. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Okay. I believe, I have a feeling that we're going to go to shit right now, and the good people, we're going to get to a point of an involvement. Like, for example, right now we're in level, it's 1 to 10. And right now we're in level shit 9 or 8. We're going to go through worse shit coming out in order to surpass that one, and then come into bliss for generations to come. But I do believe in for sure that we're gonna do come to that bliss, because right now we're in caca times. Just, babe, imagine, I always think about this. We are okay here, but imagine people in 1856, where Abraham Lincoln had to deal with dirt streets and so much segregation, and all these freaking people like, I want to freaking control your life. It's a human.
Yeah.
And that's just one aspect of the many cycles that have happened. Look what happened in the Dark Ages. Look what happened with the freaking Christianity. They said, 1700s, 1800s was crazy too, girl. Ooh. That was crazy. So, it's mind-blowing. But to be honest with you, that's why I think that's one of the reasons why we don't remember like our past. Like all our lives that we lived. You know what I mean?
Funny that you bring that up, because I remember some of mine through my dreams that I had as a child over and over again. I even cried and told my mother when I was 5 years old, this really traumatized me. And I didn't know at the time that it was connected to a past life. She put like you remember in the 80s, like the frilly, like lace shirts that look like what they wore, like George Washington,
yes.
Okay. So in the 80s, they become popular again, right? My mom was okay. And she put one on me and I cried for hours. I was like, please don't make me wear this. Don't make me wear this. She said, why do you not want to wear it? I said, because I do not want to look like George Washington. I want to look like a girl. And she was like,
it's so funny, bro.
Why did you pick George Washington? Well, I didn't know when I was 5 why I was saying, I don't want to look like him. I want to look like me. You know what I mean?
That was hilarious. I could picture George Washington right now.
Yeah, I don't want to look like him. Yeah. She made me wear it anyway, and it traumatized me.
Terrible. That I'm telling you, super 1940s.
Right? So looking back on it and just remembering certain things and remembering reoccurring dreams that I always had as a kid, because they continued throughout even until I was in high school.
Do you remember, like, I feel like sometimes lately I've been having like, I don't know if this has happened to you, but like, for example, I had dreams when I was younger, and then right now things that are happening in my life, I feel like a deja vu. Has that happened to you? Like, I don't remember all my dreams, but I knew like at one point in my life when I was younger, I dreamt about like things that are happening to me right now. And then when I was like, I think I dreamt this when I was younger. Does that happen to you?
Yeah. And I was really thinking about Mercury in human design, and Mercury is 28 days around the sun. So your first human design column is the 88 days from delivery back, right? So if Mercury's talking to all the planets 88 days prior to you being born.
Oh shit, yes.
Who's to say that that information from past lives, future lives, whatever's not being downloaded from Mercury within that 88 days? And that was just kind of my thought process of seeing it completely different than most. And then that's where deja vu comes into play. When I quit having deja vu, I kind of freak out because I feel like I'm not on my right path.
Oh, I understand. Got it. Yeah. What about if, like, has it happened like something that you dreamt years ago, like years?
I met my niece a year and 3 weeks before she was delivered.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
How, like, did she speak to you or something like that?
She kept showing up in my dream with my brother and my sister-in-law.
Oh, bless
and after the third time she showed up, I finally told my sister-in-law. I was scared to tell her that she was going to have a little girl, and I kept meeting her in my dreams because I didn't want her to think, oh, well, you're crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Everybody like, yeah, I hear that.
So after the third dream, I was like, okay, well, it keeps coming up. And I instantly got on Instagram, and somebody had channeled a message from a baby spirit that was coming through. And it was a message from a little girl that says, you know, Mommy, I can't wait to be born and be part of the family. And I screenshot it and sent it to her. And I was like, I almost feel like that this is a message for your future child coming in, because I keep meeting her in my dreams. And then they never did an ultrasound. They had no idea what she was having till she showed up.
Yeah.
And it was a little girl.
That is so amazing. I love that story.
Well, I had prayed for my family to see my gifts and to not be afraid of them. So what better way to do it?
Absolutely. And it's so challenging because, like, you know, as your family, like, you don't want to fight, and you're like, how do you prove that? And I go through those same things with my family, and my parents are, that's why I call them 1940s. They're like, in Spanish, they're like, oh, you are lunática, you know, like I'm crazy. I'm very Capricorn in such aspects. I'm not Venusian with them at all. Like, I am like, I very firm. I'm extremely opinionated. I do not I have no shame to the game. I was like the black sheep of the family. I'm always like,
yeah, me too.
I'm independent lady. You don't pay my bill.
Yeah. Did you ever go to any Trump rallies?
No, negative.
Jennifer did. She was with us in Miami. She did.
She's a brave woman.
I did too.
You're a brave woman too.
Yeah, and I was on the bus with a gentleman that shared the birthday with Abraham Lincoln.
No way. Oh my God. I don't know. I think honestly, the older I get, I feel like I'm less I'm less like, I don't want to be in crowds. Like, I've gone to ultra, I gone to raves, I gone to whatever, but for some reason now it's like, I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to.
I understand that, I really do, but I was told I had to go ground in the angels, so I kind of had ground in the light.
Oh no, you know what? Honestly, I hear you on that. Because, like, for example, in my case, I have to go to a lot of governmental institutions, and I gotta go to the municipality, I gotta go to this county, and everybody's like, fuck you, you know, like. And everybody tells me the same thing, you know, everybody's having like a very challenging day, and I'm like, hi, like a bright light. A light bulb walking in.
Yeah.
And people just share with me, oh my God, you're like the sunshine, you're so happy.
You are like the sunshine. I know David just loved you. He was like, I love this girl.
I sent him a birthday wish and everything. I couldn't. I guess I know he's busy. I sent him some birthday wishes, but I didn't hear back from him. But I always send him love and stuff like that. But yeah, no, everybody just says the same thing. I'm a light, and you know what? When adversity comes, I definitely know that ninth house fact. That ninth house is like nine and a half. Like I swear to you, it was like a flashlight being lit up, identifying actually like asserting my purpose on this particular lifespan in this body. Definitely, I'm like a medium to people. Like I'm super Venusian in that aspect. I'm very diplomatic, and actually, I'm able to connect and with adversity, and a lot of stuff that I deal with is legal stuff, and I get things going, and it's pretty interesting to just be able to be in a high level stress with a lot of money being dealt with, and building Miami, that I'm able to help and assist, and people bring together and see like this is halfway full.
In all the places, this is completely random off subject. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. But you mentioned Miami, and it immediately took me to just how friendly the men were in Miami. And I was like, what is
That's because you're in Fontainebleau, girl. That's not Miami people. Those are just tourists.
I was like, what's up with the energy of the men in Miami? Because they're like coming up wanting to talk to me.
They were like freaking hot.
What? Like, what's going on?
Your eyes, baby, your eyes.
Oh, my Jupiter line goes right through there. Jupiter's the husband.
Oh my God.
The husband to Juno, right?
Oh no, what? Tell me.
Jupiter is the husband to Juno.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The whole soap opera. Yes.
I was like, no wonder. Okay.
Yes. No, it's happy. I love mythology and all that stuff. I love all the stories. Just like yeah, I love all that stuff. It's so interesting. There's so much information about that. It's just like Lilith. Oh, Lilith's story is like, I'm like, that's my girl.
Yeah, she showed up today. She was not happy. And
she's always not happy, babe.
I know. She was not happy, but I kind of needed that fire, that push, being a Pisces, to be like, okay, no, enough's enough. It's time to shut this shit down. I did do. I was like, scary, don't make me start doing magic.
This is scary.
No, I'm playing. I'm not going to do any magic, but we might have to release and block and shield and all that good stuff. It ain't gonna hurt them.
Don't worry. But no, it's challenging to find someone here actually in Miami. That's why I'm probably single, and I'm not like the type of person that I'm willing to actually just be with someone because I'm alone. And a lot of people do that. They're like, oh, I don't want to be alone. I'm like, you need self-love.
I haven't been in like a long-term relationship since 2012.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
we never talk about that.
Yeah,
it's challenging.
It's for almost 3 years.
No, it's challenging because I think it's our path, honestly, in a way, and I'm okay with that. I think I was built to be alone, and I'm okay with that. I like me. And then every time I get close to someone, it's like, ooh, I want to be friends.
Well, when you look at my astrology, yes, that's what my astrology says. I'm not meant to be in relationships. I'm meant to be, on my spiritual journey, isolation, things like that. When you look at my human design,
okay.
That's not the case.
Oh yeah, I kind of look at that. Like I did my human design. I'm a manifester, generator for sure. But then I don't like in my birth chart, dude, I have nothing on my sixth house. I have nothing on my seventh house. It's like cricket. Everything is, and I don't even have anything up. I have nothing. Nada. So I gotta look into human design. It's so amazing. That's another tool that I'm super interested into looking into.
Yeah. 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 I would like to start studying that next. I think I'm going to give myself some time though, because I've really utilized, the ninth house is also about higher education, learning, teaching, philosophy. So I spent a lot of time, and Jupiter's in that house for me right now, retrograding. So it's like, okay, now it's time to share everything that you've learned. Before you move on to the next thing, let's talk about it. Let's absorb it. Let's own it. Let's share it. Let's teach it. And then,
yeah. No, yes, I feel that as well with so many placements in my ninth house. I feel like I could be a good teacher. I'm extremely patient, and like I resonate with what you just said. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. And I enjoy, like, I
it's
love
11:11 at your house.
the what?
It's 11:11 at your house.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yes.
Saw it just in time. I was like, hold on, it is getting late there.
Yeah, no, it's so like that's why I enjoy so much sharing with you. Thank you for taking the time
for coming on here. Yes.
Oh yes, I manifested this. I'm gonna be honest, I manifested this.
Okay, well, good. I was like, I don't know why. I'm just gonna ask, girl, you want to do this?
Yeah, no, God.
I respond.
You speak my language. Hello.
Yeah, we're connected. We're connected. I know. My guides have been like super, super quiet. They've been like, okay, just pause. Do what you got to do here, whatever. And I've not had any guidance past this moment. And I'm kind of like, okay, well, what's my next step? What's my next step? And it's almost like they're sitting there laughing at me going, quit asking for the next. Why don't you just pause when it's time? You're going to know, you're going to know. So stop asking over and over and over again.
Yeah, just flow, baby. That's challenge. That's super challenge. Just flow. That, I'm telling you, that is such a freaking big emphasis at this moment. Just flow. Flow like water, like Bruce Lee said, flow like water.
Yes.
Because we just wanna see what's next or what. No, you know what? I learned that the hard way, and it was the biggest, most impacting, amazing thing to realize, because I felt so like a big weight was lifted off my shoulders because I was able to just flow, enjoy my moment. You know what? I swear I trust the universe. Whatever. Hey, whatever. I get a flat tire. I don't care. I got AAA.
Right.
Something happened, whatever. The only thing I'm going to be honest with you that I'm going to work on, that I actually realized, I think it was a little of Uranus energy today, is that the only thing that really triggers me in my life right now are my children, my fur babies. I get so nervous. I was at the vet today and I was super nervous. I swear I had anxiety and I didn't know even I have anxiety. So they were gonna cut my children's nails, and they're a year and a half, and they're these huge dogs, and they're extremely intimidating. They're cute and sweetie, but they're like, "Argh!" You're like, okay, you're gonna die, Cujos, and I'm the one that manifested that situation because they were giving my veterinarian a hard time to cut their nails, and it was me. They're such amazing creatures. These animals are amazing that they were able to absorb my energy.
Yes.
And I didn't even know that it was me. And then one of the vet techs, that she's freaking amazing, bless her heart, thank God she's on this earth. dude, she's like, Claudia, is you. And I'm like, oh shit, let me get out of here. So I left the room. I left them with the two
And they were
girls.
good?
Oh my God, super Gucci. Like, they're like, nothing happened. It was me. I had no idea. I was manifesting that energy of stress because I was so concerned that they were gonna bite someone, or you know, they were just gonna be triggered and stressed out. I was
But
really
whatever
worried
you think about, manifest.
no, and to be honest with you, I try to think about when I get this feeling inside, like this thing, and I'm like, I started thinking about something else. Oh, the colors, but I cannot lie to myself. I cannot trick myself. So because that's one of the things that I love the most. My animals, they are my life.
I know.
Like, I don't give a shit about the car. I don't care about anything. I love this creature so much. It's ridiculous. And today it was like a Uranus slap. Ah. That was actually what kind of connection, girl.
Yeah. Shoo, I tell you, I'm ready for Mars to just go on, you know. I'm ready for
before I go like this to someone.
I'm like, just as long as I don't end up 6 feet under with this conjunction on my Chiron.
Girl, we need to practice take a big deep breath.
Anymore, I'm just like, well, I mean, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Like, I can't.
You can't control people.
If I get stuck out here with no money, I get stuck out here with no money. You know what I mean? Because it's in my hands now.
But remember, that's never gonna happen.
Oh no, but you just don't know with Uranus.
No, that north.
Is it gonna be positive or is it gonna be negative?
Maybe it's gonna be positive. North node.
Right. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm like,
baby, it's gonna be shining. You better go buy a lottery or something, girl.
I know, right?
Fabulous and Venus, girls, fabulous. Right now it's fabulous. There's gonna
all the feathers, all the synchronicities, everything that keeps showing up. Yeah.
We're in Uranus. Remember, Uranus is in Taurus, girl. Yeah, everybody says about money, shit, girl. I feel like I'm bitch. Yeah, like no, it's gonna be amazing. So don't worry about that. Don't even. But yes, definitely. Today I was like one of my they were trying, it was just, I was being very polite to one of my clients because they're like saying something and I was like, right. I was thinking about the Mars transit. I was like, this is fucking Mars. Let me shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna chop off his head for ignorance.
I mean, Mars and Lilith, because that's definitely the only two planets that will get me like, and I have to get to that point of being angry to finally speak up.
Oh my God, when you speak up, girl, ooh, watch out. You have a list of reasons why. You have a receipt.
Because I've suppressed it.
You have a receipt. This is you, Piscean. This is, I am pissed because this. Oh, hold on.
Here's my receipt.
Bitch, I know you. Like, yeah. You get mad. You're amazing. Pisces are like the most amazing souls. You guys are such givers. You guys don't complain. You give too much.
I do give too
much.
My
baby, you gotta think about you, my baby. I'm serious. You gotta do you, girl. Too much. Is that?
Yeah.
Those boundaries, like girl boundaries.
Well, today it was much needed. I even had like an in-depth conversation with my spirit team and was like, no more. I am not giving my energy. I'm not giving my time. I'm not giving my money. I'm not giving my things.
I could imagine these things.
Like, I was angry in the shower and I was like, God, I don't want to have this in my heart. Please take it out.
Wash it
down. I'm ready to hurt somebody.
Help me
too. And then, of course, little hot fingers. I was like, oh, stop it. It's okay.
Let that water wash that away. No, right. And we have so many days left, girl.
No, I had good reason for, why I was upset. Anybody would have been upset given that situation, but
Well,
it is what it is.
whatever it is, you take a big deep breath, girl, and you just go with the flow. Because let me tell you, Saturn's gonna be in 22 for the next 14 more days.
Ugh.
And then the North Node will switch from 18 to 19 in 5 more days. So now we have to brace ourselves because I gotta laugh, I'm sorry. Uranus will be at 18 for 72 more days. 72.
Oh, well, I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Be fine.
Uranus is those curveballs you just don't see coming.
I just have hope because it's in the North Node, and if it would have been like in the South Node, I would have been like worrying more a little bit. But the North Node is good, girl.
Yeah, because we had a lot of stuff deposited in the South Node last year.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Oh my God, it's caca after caca after.
So I watched this video of this psychic that reads faces. Did you know that this was a thing?
I think I saw something on your post in reference to Biden.
Yeah,
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, she read his, pictures from like 2018 to now, might have been 2010 to now, I can't remember. But she more or less picked it apart and was like, this is not the same person.
Oh, I think Biden is gonna.
I think it's already on. I don't think we're watching Biden. I swear I don't think we're watching it.
I believe that is possible. And remember, supposedly this energy is the same as back in like what happened to JFK, that in the 40s, whatever. Same energy.
Yeah, I don't, because I've watched too many bad makeup jobs. Like his forehead's like skin tight here, there's no wrinkles, and then there's all kinds of wrinkles over here, and then part of his eyes like dangling down, and people are like, oh my God, and they're still videoing. And I mean, it's just
stop watching him because it's just mind blowing. The shit comes out of his mouth. I can't take it.
Right? I'm like, and we give this man a microphone, and he has the codes to the nuclear bombs. Like,
That's even scary. Yeah, but he's
right?
He's so messed up. He wouldn't know what to do.
No,
I don't know what's gonna happen, but I have the biggest feeling that he's gonna, for sure.
Yeah, well, if it's not already done.
You know what? That's a good point. I'm gonna make more emphasis on what you're saying right now because I'm like, I don't want to see him, but I'm gonna make more emphasis on that. I'm gonna look at his, he's probably a zombie or something like.
Well, I taught Hollywood makeup at Paul Mitchell, so I can tell you when somebody's done a shitty Hollywood makeup job, and that's almost intentional. Do you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yes.
If I watch a video, I'm like, oh, that was bad. Like the latex didn't get rubbed in, or it's missing like half and it's sticking out here where the eyes are, where they put the latex over. Like it almost feels intentional.
You remind me of like that Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movie that they have like a mask over the guy.
And every time I mention this to people, everybody's like, no, I think he's still alive. I'm like, I don't know. There's just something not right.
Anything's possible. Look what happened with Castro, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you. And then Colombia is going through some crazy thing too with communism too, with that guerrilla, leader. Now he's the president. So yeah, thank God I'm out of there. So
yeah.
I love USA. Thank you. I'm very grateful for my parents to have brought me here to this amazing land. And then I appreciate everybody who has passed away and sacrificed their life for allowing us to be the way we are right now and able to share like we are right now. And I just can't wait until we get more connected as far as technology. And I think that's another thing that's gonna definitely happen. We're gonna be able to do like, you know how we're like, you're over there and I'm over here and we're able to do the Zoom, but I think we're gonna be able to do like 3D stuff, that I'm gonna be virtual with you, like, oh, Brooke, I wanna hug you, like we're gonna
Yeah,
be.
we definitely need to plan a high vibe gathering soon.
Yeah, no, and then I knew, like, we discussed this in the last Mercury retrograde. I'm like, dude, I know it's Mercury retrograde, but I'm throwing it out there. And then Stephanie, I've been trying to get in touch with Stephanie, but we got complicated. And then who else? And then Jennifer, I want to see Jennifer. But it's, everybody's doing their thing. Just like, you were trying to connect with my other Leo friend there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go see him too.
Yeah. He let me know that we'd connect, when it aligns. I'm like, we've been trying to do this for how long?
I wonder if we could do like a group
Oh,
chat.
for sure. Yeah, that'd be fun.
And talk so much more BS.
Yes.
And so, since we cannot do physically as of now, I mean, I do want to ask for, I was throwing it out there that I want to go see David in one of these, like, one of these full moon DJing sets, go show up.
Wouldn't that be cool if he actually did that again?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it would be like cool if we go to Cali, I guess, and see him in his studio. I mean, he has a studio. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm sure, I mean, he does have some events sometimes, but that's just a thought, see if that could be done and go see him when he's DJing and stuff like that. So
yeah, he did amazing at Don't Trip. It was
tell me.
It was probably one of the best sets minus. I have my favorites, but that one was pretty good. The Leo new moon one was pretty sweet. He really tapped into his heart on that one. He really brought the love. He was,
because he was being his Leo bougie ass.
Yes.
And I love his Leo ass.
Uh-huh.
And no, but I definitely want to set something up, hopefully at least with us, or go see you. We're like thinking of getting a trip or camper or renting a van.
Yeah. Yeah, we will. We'll make it happen.
But I do appreciate you inviting me to your channel. Love to chit chat more with you.
Yes, we'll do it for sure. This has been fun. I'd rather do this than to read cards anyway.
Yeah, sometimes I do my own cards, like when I have questions and stuff like that, but then it's like I get lost in translation. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
let's do cards though. It's still 11:28. It's not midnight. Let me do some alchemy elementals by Mr. Shaman Durek.
okay, let's do
a message. I'm gonna do a message because these are amazing, beautiful cards. And this is a great opportunity for me to explore my gorgeous, enlightened, beautiful cards. Shaman Derek.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Mm-hmm.
He's amazing. I love him to death. He's such a
beautiful.
He's a warrior like us, but he's like amazing. So it's this.
Oh wow!
And then they have he designed this like with the elements, different elements, earth, wildfire, etc. But let's do this channel and only messages of love and light, and very grateful for allowing me to share this with you, Brooke.
Yes, I'm excited.
I'm so very grateful. Thank you.
I'm grateful for you.
I'm so excited I get to share this with you, my soul sister.
Yes,
my sister from another mama. So and they're so beautiful, these messages. Let's see, what are the messages, with the formation of my guardian angels and the architects of the universe, You know, obviously only messages of love and light through these cards. Wishing enlightenment to every message and everyone in the world. I'll just see what are the messages. Beautiful cards. See, hopefully, if anyone gets to watch our yapping. Our yapping away. I love our yapping away, babe. I love our yapping away. And enlightenment to your spirits as well. They're amazing, and you do a lot of amazing work out there for other souls that connect with you, Brooke. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Grateful.
You're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
Projecting. I'm just telling you how it is somewhere. First card, see what it says. Okay, water, ocean, earth. Ooh, water, ocean, earth. So, okay, so
that's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, these cards are the most gorgeous designs, and they have like different elements. Shaman Derek is badass.
I love it.
He's amazing. He's using the fourth elements. And I do have the spirit optimizer. That thing works, girl. And I gotta work on more on that stuff. Water, ocean, earth. Water, ocean. Water, ocean. Water, ocean, earth, 14. So our guidance are my angels or the collective. Let's see what they say. La, la, la. No, this book is complicated, girl. But it's good. And it has so many beautiful, like, it has so many beautiful designs. Just bear with me here.
I gotta stretch my knees out. I've been sitting cross-legged.
No.
I can tell I'm getting old.
You're getting wiser. Remember, we're like wine, sweetie.
Oh yes, my knees don't feel like that, but
no, but you can't be like crossing your
legs for 3 or 4 hours at a time.
No, I try my best with this. I try my best with this. There we go. All right, and earth. So, oh my God, I'm so excited. So, my dear enlightened beings, the message it says here, it says, it is time to give your ancestral line a reboot. Rewrite your family story. Reroute the ripples your ancestors created. Am I allowed to do what you ask? Of course, my love. You are a reality creator. That is why you came here. Remember, you not only have the ability to shift the narratives that are running through your bloodline, you have responsibility to do so. Embark upon this task with love and respect, of course, while honoring the stories that you got, that got you here. But for God's sakes, don't keep recreating the same old if it's not serving your highest joy. Take it upon yourself to transmute and transform anything that is hindering your growth and happiness, and that includes your ancestral narratives. It is time to let go of the past and to craft new stories that will allow you to realize your greatness and to inspire others to do the same. Girl, that was for you, girl.
I love it.
That was for you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's for all of us.
I don't know. I just felt it like it was. I'm very grateful. Thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you for sharing. It's beautiful. I know as you were talking about I can't remember exactly which point you were at, but the cat come up and started knocking at the door, scared me to death. I jumped a mile. I was like, what is that? And then the cat was like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," trying to come in.
My cat escaped while we were talking.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, he loves to escape, but then he gets his ass whooped, and I'm like, well, there's nothing I could do, but he'll come back. But yes, I'm glad that you let me share. This is a good message. It was so funny because it coincides with what we were discussing for a bit there. So enlightenment, absolute enlightenment. Just what are coincidence, right? What do you call that?
And nothing is coincidence. Everything has
That's just divine timing, woman. Like
I know. It is.
I feel that so much. You are a freaking, how can I say? You're like steroids to my energy, my sister.
Thank you. You too. Yes. Likewise.
Thank you. I appreciate
We'll definitely do this again. I had a blast.
I love it. Thank you for allowing me to share. And, hopefully we get to assist other souls that could identify with our talk and, let them know that just big, massive point is to speak your truth and be true to yourself and trust the universe, trust the system. Yes, I am living proof of that. So
I know, and that's really hard for me to trust the system, and that's part of that past life that I'm working through because I helped to create them. I know.
That's the reason why, girl. I don't know. I don't have explanations. I'm just a transistor.
I know.
I'm just transisting stuff. But absolutely, right now we are extremely empowered and we have all of these tools that allow us to just evolve, just trust the system. I know it's easy for me to say, trust me, I am living proof. I am here to share with you and whoever's listening to this message. But absolutely, just let that go. Let it be. Let it be. Just go with the flow and always be positive. I learned the hard way to identify that because I think that was part of my shadow side, my ego, and of not letting things go and stuff like that, and my self-esteem. So I worked on my root chakra and all that fun stuff, and I also do a lot of metaphysical stuff like tourmaline, etc. All those stones are extremely healing.
And I actually went through this one today pretty quick. I was shocked. I was like, whoa, this it come in fast and it left fast. So that was pretty good. That's because I had been the same, like just holding on. I'm like, this ain't even worth it.
Yeah, you're transcending. And that's the cool part, man, because you even see it, which is like even more of a merit to honor you. Because sometimes we go through stuff and we don't even honor. We're like, whatever. No, you honor you, baby girl. You do that. And I think that's super essential in the process. That's helped me heal and be compassionate with me. That's like, like that's what saved me, honestly, and I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, it was good. It was good for me to be able to experience that and see how quickly I can move through
it. Yes.
Because at one point I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this, and it was just like I started doing something that I love, and that's the key, I think.
Yeah,
is to immediately change the energy. Change, to me, that's Uranus. Okay, I don't like this and I'm going, so let's go here and then we'll go.
Yeah. And I think we have a good advantage again due to the North Node and with a Venus as well. We have, and the Taurus effect there as well right now. So we have a little bit, at least some good feedback on that. But I think that's challenging because I know a lot of people that just don't want to let go, and it's like, I'm not gonna make it. I don't know how to make it. I don't understand how to make it. And I share, and I'm like, just let it go. It's challenging because it took me. I'm here like, yeah, let it go. Yeah, sure. It took me a long ass time, girl. And just to understand what aspect of my shadow side And to be honest, the birth chart helped me a lot because it helped me identify what part of myself was blocking me for my involvement. Once I, it's just like something clicked. Like once I understood that, I was like, oh, shoes, enlightenment. Yeah, okay, I got this. And then ever since then, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I have to watch Lilith because sometimes she can make me run my mouth. She gets a little sassy.
Oh, absolutely. I love her.
Uh-huh.
I love Lilith. I love her story. It's just so deep, and compelling.
So I tell you what, let's plan another day soon and let's talk about the story.
Yes.
How's that sound? I think it'd be awesome. I think hey, she's in Leo, so let's let it shine, right?
Absolutely.
Time to
Yes,
be seen.
yes,
And
yes.
I resonate so much with her story because I feel like it's a very similar path that I've walked with so many things.
Yeah, man, she's a badass.
Mhm.
She's a badass, so I would love to do so. So definitely let's set something up. I'll leave that up to you. You
Sounds
tell me
good.
and Claudia on this, and then I'm there like a bear.
Okay, sounds good. All right, sister, I'm gonna let you
Thank you
go.
so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you. Thank
extremely
you.
grateful.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for allowing me to share with you, and also taking the time to connect with me. And
Yes, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We should have started this months ago.
it wasn't our time. It wasn't time.
I know.
Get
I'm
the
like,
Mercury in song, girl.
I've got to quit doing that to myself because I don't realize that things show up right when they're meant to. And I'm always going, man, I should have been doing this. And I can't. I can't. I have to just accept that it's divine timing.
Yeah, and also I welcome you to be a more thoughtful with your words, whatever comes out of that. Like like I can't, or la 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 la. Even if it's an example,
Mm-hmm.
just re, re, reward it.
Yes.
That helped me a lot, even for the minuscule thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
as in abundance as well. So if there's something which is not at my position right now, but back in the days when I was like, oh, so saying I don't have any money, no, it's out of my budget, and just little things, man. I swear to you, like, I am living proof that it works. It works.
Yes.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
And
We'll
everything
have to talk about that too. I think that'd be good stuff to talk about. Mm-hmm.
we're not gonna. That's why I have this thing here. I identified so much with this card right here, girl.
Yes, girl, the magician. Mm-hmm.
Alchemy, baby.
That's why I love Sedona. Oh my gosh, the magic. Oh,
Yeah. And then I have this other one here.
oh, I love that one too.
Yeah, I found that in Amazon. But yeah, my love, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Grateful.
you.
And
Yes.
I look forward to our next time.
Yes. We'll talk soon. All right, sister.
Coordinate me, baby. Love you.
All right. I love you too.
And enlightenment.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.